right, welcome everybody. So this is going to be a little bonus episode. So remember how we stole all those books? Kind of need to read them. So let's go ahead and read our extra books. Tusky Grins. Excerpt from Joyce Ringwarble's Tusky Grins. What I don't understand is why they are not simply rounded up and sterilized. When I confront people with that idea, some nod and smile and make placid little comments. Some grimace or laugh and move swiftly on. Some actually recoil, and there are those who grow angry, and it is to them I relate this story. My cousin Penelope spent her life championing half-elves and all piggy-eyed orcish peoples in her writing. She interviewed and befriended many of their kind, and one day, without warning, one of them took her daughter from her crib and he ate her. Not gobbled up, nothing fairy tale here. He chewed the child's fingers while she screamed and waved a bloody stump, and he smiled at my cousin. That was what drove her mad, I think. Beware, dear reader, beware their tusky grins. That did not go where I thought it was going to go. The Egg Duty Clan Call. This anthropology treatise, whatever, describes the clan unions of the Dragonborn. It paints a bleak picture of an indomitable ancient duty. The Dragonborn are not allowed to choose their mates. The vote for nest mates is determined by an electoral council and exists for the sake of political and military union alone. The concept of love is not spoken, not even named in the Draconic tongue. The book then goes into vast detail about how the Dragonborn genitals internally retracted, exposed unnecessarily, with excessively narrated situational descriptions. Oh. Gondian Research Report. Here you pass your eyes over a Gondian report concerning the Shadow Curse. Landmarks are sketched quite expertly, with special attention paid to areas where the curse hangs thickest. I feel like we've read this. Landmarks are sketched. Okay, no, of interest, the report ends with a recommendation for someone called the High Artificer. That recommendation reads thusly. It is a geography unsalvageable, High Artificer. The curse's ambiguity makes it inscrutable as well as deadly. It is the shared belief amongst our party that this area be designated as it is imperative to avoid on Gondian maps, and for all further expeditions to be summarily halted, discontinued, and not reconsidered thereafter. Eyewitness account. Let's see. Though an artificial document, this appears to be one of many hastily produced copies documenting the night of Eltural's descent into Avernus. Emir, I am acting Gauntlet Emir of the Flaming Fist. Repeat what you told my people for the room to hear. Shepherd. You should be helping. Aren't you supposed to help? Emir, first, I need to know what happened. Shepherd, it's gone. The city, the light, the companion. I was born in its glow. Never seen real darkness before. Emir, get a grip on yourself, man. Shepherd, there was no sound to begin with. The sky flickered, dark, and then light again. Then the companion changed from gold to black. My farm was almost a half-day's ride from the city, but I could hear the screams. Thousands of people plunged into darkness while the world went mad. Emir, and then? Shepherd, more lights, but dark lights. It makes no sense, I know. They came from the companion, wicked streets stabbing into the city and tearing it apart. Then the sky, the ground, the buildings, they all folded in on themselves, like an invisible hand were crushing them. And the city? There is no city. Elturel is gone. When did this happen? Yesterday. I fled through the darkness until I found you. Lock him up. I've done nothing wrong. You've got to go and help them. He is the 11th we picked up this since morning. Make copies. Deliver the transcript of every Flaming Fist post from here to the Risen Road by hand. Until we know exactly what's happened out there, nobody from Elturgard goes west. And don't talk to anyone outside the Fist about this. Maintain control. Case file number 846. Baldur's Gate versus Flynn Silver. Case for prosecution. Master Silver did, with forethought and without malice, kill Mr. Oh yeah, we read that one. So we talked about the banishment. Judge of the Damned. An excerpt from the book in which Iphigenia Mogros discusses the strange theistic history of mortals becoming gods. We talked about this one too. We read this one. It's like, I don't even remember the names of them. One Eye. The introduction to One Eye by Palmer Junasuga reads, as Carillion Larathan's Diametric opposition. Grumush presents a cyclopic portrait of destruction, loathing, and cruelty. Contentious orcish mythologians have dared, to their credit, to cast Grumush, I don't know, in the position of spurned son, prideful and powerful despite foul circumstances, and therefore worthy of absolution, admiration, even faith. Unconvincing as arguments go, when weighed against the dearth of his kindness and mercies, in myth, Grumsh lost his eye to his brother in origin, Corellon. He was following his idiotic pride. Long had Grumsh envied Corellion's grasp of magic, his beauty, and his fixed domains, when he charged Cornea first into the fray. With his maiming, Grumsh presents the singular mythological case where an eye, usually a symbol of insight and greater knowledge, was sacrificed on the altar of utter stupidity. Says a lot. Okay. Let's see. Exile. The author of Gnome Father also penned this book. A much bleaker read, Exile is full of sections like this. And with his stony fingers wrinkling in a snarl, Ladagur, god of the Duergar, growled. I know we read this one too. We read about that one. Illustrahi, Lady Silverhair. Sparing no detail, no matter how innocuous, this tale grants the reader comprehensive insight into the life, death, and rebirth of the child of Loth and Corellon. Oh yeah, we read this one because I did not know that Illustrahi was the daughter of Loth. The Guild, hidden rulers of... I feel like we've read this one. This book's central argument is encapsulated in a chapter devoted to Rilsa Rael, kingpin of Little Calimshan. Maybe not, we didn't read this one. In another time and in another place, Rilsa Rael would be celebrated as a revolutionary. In Baldur's Gate, in her own lifetime, she's known as a crime lord, a kingpin of the guild, ruling over the city within a city that is the district of Little Calimshan. Rilsa's story began when she was orphaned at a young age. Her father was hanged by the Flaming Fist for sheltering his fugitive brother. Soon after, her mother was denounced by the jealous wife of a patriarch and imprisoned in the sea tower where she perished. Alone in the world, she had learned two valuable lessons. When the law is corrupt, it is a necessity for those without the support of its enforcers to act outside it. And when the law is brutal, it is an ethical duty to act against it. Operating from within the Kalimjul Emporium, Rilsa knows the value of everything and everyone that moves through Baldur's Gate. She controls a wide network of agents who observe and track the exchange of goods and information as closely as any merchant or politician. But secondhand knowledge is cheap. Rilsa's real trick is to draw those with secrets to share directly into her orbit. At her Garden of Whispers, information can be shared with the guild anonymously. Anyone with a grudge to bear or a competitor to bring low, that is to say anyone of importance, can ensure that the whole city knows their grievance. It is said that if somebody speaks of your weak spot in the garden at dawn, you can expect to find a knife buried in that exact spot before night falls. Okay, we read What Abides Below, because I think we have 2 copies of it now. It's the old Baldur's Gate letters. No love for a little razzle-dazzle. The recent profusion of disruptive fireworks plaguing our fair city is absolutely unsupportable. I feel like I'm living in a war zone. Signed, a very tired citizen. Reply from Fjellger's Fireworks. Dear Sir, please reply with your personal address that we may post you a crate of Twizzlers, hot shandies, and Rizzle sticks to lighten up your mood. Better yet, stop into Fjellger's Fireworks yourself and we can review some of our newer stock. Sounds like a threat. Let's see, we read that one. Read that. Faded scroll over. Oh, have we read the faded? Yes. We don't know what that's actually for, though. Shop notes, breakthrough at last, the ultimate state, scrapbook of letters. All right, fire explosive. I don't know if this actually does anything. We can throw it, though. It looks like a balloon. We got a balloon. All right, well, we read all the good things. And yeah, so that was it for our little bonus episode. Thank you for having a listen. Bye-bye.